Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Simple Mathematics. Today I am going to explain ordinary differential equations, how to find its solution. Now see, f of d into y equal to x. Let this is the ordinary differential equation of nth order and we have to find its solution. Then the complete solution contains two parts. First is complementary function which is called CF and second is particular integral which is called PI. So to get complete solution we require two parts, complementary function and particular integral. So first we'll see how to find complementary function. Okay, to get complementary function first we have to write auxiliary equation. Now what is this auxiliary equation? From this f of d into y equal to x, our given differential equation, we have to use this f of d. So we have to equate it with 0 and then we have to factorize this equation to get roots. And then depending on nature of roots, we have to write CF. So there are three cases. First one, when the roots are real and distinct. So when we have different values of d, that is root of this f of d equal to 0. The values are real and distinct. If we have, say, values are m1, m2 up to mn. As we have considered this f of d into y equal to x as nth order differential equation, so we'll get n roots. If it is second order differential equation, then we'll get 2 roots. So accordingly, the number of roots differ or it depend upon the order of differential equation. Okay. So now here we have this m1, m2 up to mn all real and distinct. In this case, how will we write CF? We have to write it like C1 e raised to m1x plus C2 e raised to m2x plus and so on Cn e raised to mnx. That means if we have n number of roots, then we have to write n terms in this CF. N number of constants we have to use to write CF. Okay. Then second is when the roots are real but equal. Some of the roots are same or identical. Say we have m1 as repeated root, it is repeated 2 times and the remaining roots are as it is. So total n number of roots, in that m1 is repeated twice. So in this case we'll write CF as C1 plus C2x into e raised to m1x. As m1 is repeated twice, we have to use 2 constants for that. Not only C1 plus C2 we have to write C1 plus C2 into x into e raised to m1x. The same way of writing as that of case 1. And for all remaining distinct roots, we have to use the same concept as that of case 1. Okay. So in this way we have to write for all the remaining roots. So again, if we have n number of roots, then we have to write n number of terms with n constants. So C1, C2 up to Cn. N number of constants we have to use. Okay. If that any root repeated thrice, say we have m1 as distinct, m2 is repeated thrice and again all the remaining roots are distinct. Okay, total n number of roots. In this case we'll write CF as, for this distinct root we'll write C1 e raised to m1x separate term plus, now m2 is repeated 3 times, so we have to use 3 constants for that and we'll write the term as, here we have to write C2 because we have used C1 already. So C2 plus C3x plus C4x square e raised to m2x, and for again all distinct roots we have to write the separate terms. Okay. So this is for similar roots. real and similar roots, and then third case is when the roots are complex or imaginary. Pair of complex number, if we have say alpha plus minus I beta, in that case we have to use this real part and imaginary part for writing CF. So we'll write CF as e raised to power alpha x into C1 cos beta x plus C2 sin beta x. That means, again say if we have alpha plus minus I beta, that means we have alpha plus I beta and alpha minus I beta, two roots. So for two roots we have to use two constants. So we have C1 and C2, two separate terms. Okay. So using real part we have to write the exponential term. Using imaginary part we have to write the trigonometric terms. So if we have complex roots, pair of complex number as roots, then CF is e raised to alpha x into C1 cos beta x plus C2 sin beta x. Okay.